Hey, this is Andrew Aversa with Impact Soundworks. Today I'm going to be showcasing Shreddage Classic, which is the first expansion pack to our Shreddage 2 virtual guitar. This is basically the original Shreddage 1 library, ported and upgraded to be usable in the Shreddage 2 engine. So basically, it's got the same really brutal rhythm sound. It's a Gibson SG standard 6-string guitar, but now it's way easier to use. The interface is way better. It's got built-in effects, etc. So I'm going to walk through the features, and I'm also going to compare it to both the original library as well as Shreddage 2 to give you an idea of how different the tone is. Drop tune to G, of course. Here are the single notes. I'm doing pinch squeals on the high velocities there. And then without effects, not as interesting, but... So definitely a great tone. Again, we're going through Revolver here. I believe this is the Solo 3120, and the other one is the Thick Riff preset, or Power Metal preset. Shreddage presets Power Metal. So let's listen to some riffs and compare the same exact amp settings. I have Shreddage Classic here, and then I also have Shreddage 2X. So here is just a very simple riff. And here's Shreddage 2. Shreddage Classic is much more thin, and it's got a little bit more of an aggressive sound because it's a 6-string, and the strings aren't as fat. Now, in Shreddage 2, to get around that, we have the bite EQ to kind of scoop it out a bit. Compare that to Shreddage Classic. So it's a little bit closer, but this is just the raw sound of the library I'm talking about. Here's another riff. This is just, sort of basic power chords and chugs. So first, here it is on Shreddage Classic. And then Shreddage 2. And then here we have a little bit more of a longer riff. This is single notes first and then power chords. And here we have the pattern. And then let's hear the same thing, Shreddage 2. Both libraries have a distinctive sound. Shreddage 2 used a Music Man JP12 7-string, which is very dark and very full, and we recommend using the Scream pedal and the Bite EQ to get that biting sound, but Shreddage 1 actually has that by default, which is pretty cool, and it makes it an excellent tool for rhythm. Now, in terms of the feature comparison, you'll see the two interfaces are extremely similar. We have the same effects, the same double tracking, thrash note presets, line noise, etc. So one difference is the articulations. Shreddage Classic has natural harmonics, so it has pinch squeals as well as normal harmonics. Shreddage 2 has staccato notes, which Shreddage Classic does not have. So that's a slight difference. Additionally, Shreddage 2 has the whole fretboard engine. It has samples for each fret and each string. Shreddage Classic does not have that. It only has one set of samples per note. That's because it's more focused on rhythm playing. It doesn't sample the whole range of the guitar. Instead, it samples about 3.5 octaves. So again, it's really, really good for rhythm. It's got a nice aggressive sound, but there's no need for the fretboard, which actually means it takes up a lot less memory too. So Shreddage 2 is using about 830 megabytes. Classic is using 256. Let's compare the portamento slides. Both have true recorded portamento. So I'm going to turn off the hammer-ons and put on the portamento slides. So here is... So that's single note portamento slides with Shreddage Classic, and then we have power chord slides, of course. And here are the same slides, or the same articulation with Shreddage 2. Again, Shreddage 2 is darker. The speed by default is a little bit different, but with both, you can actually change the speed of the slides if you want them to be really fast. If you want them to have more of a sustained volume, you can turn that up. If you want the transition to be louder, you can do that. So that's all customizable. One feature, if you use the original Shreddage 1, you'll notice that we have hammer-ons now, which were not really in the original library. So for example... And then going to the engine page, we have some of the other Shreddage 2 features like random resonance on the strings, anti-repetition, the extra pick sound, which adds sort of a lead-in to each note, velocity curves, transposition, pick offset. Those are all really, really nice features that make the original Shreddage just much easier to play. Speaking of, so let me just show you what it looked like before. So here on the left, these are the same samples from the original Shreddage 1 library. And all you had control over was the envelope a little bit. There was a filter and EQ, and then you could turn the legato on or off. So no effects, no transposition. It sounded the same. But it was just a lot clunkier. These are all the articulations, but it's spread out into all these patches. You can't remap anything. With Shreddage Classic, you have the same control. You can turn stuff on and off. We have the smooth vibrato type. You can do key switches for any articulation. You can still tweak things like the envelope and the tightness, control over the tremolo speed. So basically, it's way better in every way. There's no reason to use the original Shreddage 1 anymore if you have Shreddage Classic. In the future, we also want to do new 7-string guitars in the same engine, so it'll have the same mapping, which, by the way, Shreddage Classic, like the key switches, the thrash note, pick direction, all of those key switches are the same as Shreddage 2. Shreddage Classic is available now for $40 if you have Shreddage 2. If you already have the original Shreddage 1, you don't need the samples since you already have them. It's only a $25 upgrade to get the new interface and Kontakt player compatibility. So definitely check that out. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy the demos that we have, and I hope you make some great music with Shreddage Classic.